Right, morning everyone. It's just gone 6 AM on Sunday morning. It's the 9th of October. Tell you in a second. Yep, 9th of October. You might be thinking, what are you doing up at this hour? Doing videos in your dressing gown and that. Well, been awake since 3 o'clock, you know me. If I'm awake, I'm going to be doing something constructive. So I've been up in the workshop a couple of hours. I've been working on a couple of guitars, planning out my day. Church day today, so I've got that to look forward to. But I thought I'd do this video on, I've got a big project in. I promised this one a few weeks back, or a month or so back, and it came in last week, and I've had other stuff on, so I haven't had time to do it, but now I've got time to do this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the guitar. I'm going to explain what it is and what it needs doing. This is a big job, this one. I'm really looking forward to this. So there you go. It's a Flying V. It's supposed to be an Epiphone. It's a set neck or a through neck. There are no identifying marks on this guitar. There's nothing. The only thing that says Epiphone is the headstock there, and it looks right, but there's no serial number or anything. So what's wrong with this? Well, the lad who bought this in bought it in good faith on eBay. He was looking for one and telling me we were going to buy it and all that, and it was sold by a guy who was selling it for another guy, and he says this guy looks after his guitars and blah 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 blah, so this is in great condition, blah 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 blah. He wasn't being honest, to be honest with you. So Jamie, who owns this guitar, has already changed the tuners. He's put some nice Wilkinsons on there. They're nice, they do. So what do we need to do with this guitar? Well, there's a lot need to do with this guitar. But Jamie, who owns it, thought he bought a duffer. I says, you bought a duffer? I says, we can make this brilliant. He says, but it needs a lot of work. So what we're going to do is, it's cost quite a bit. It didn't cost a lot to buy. It cost 225 quid to buy with a Flying V case, one of the old tan coloured ones, the triangular shaped ones. So 225 quid ain't too bad. But what's up with it? Well, so I got one pickup in for starters, and we couldn't get another scratch plate for it. Now I offered to cut one, but what we're going to do even better is I'm going to cut this one. There's a pickup route under there, so I'm going to cut a hole in here for another pickup, which I'm going to explain that in a minute. And the problem we might have here is these holes might be in the way of the pickup ring, so I'm going to move the pickup ring slightly this way. Well, we'll work around that, it's nothing major. So what he's doing with this, well, as you can see, there's no volume, there's no tone, there's no selector switch, because you don't need one pickup. So what we're going to do is, there's a kill switch here, that's coming out. I'm going to put a volume and a tone in there. We're going to put a three-way in there, and I'm going to use, caps wise, pots wise, CTS Vintages G450s, best ones you can get. These are about 7 quid a piece, 7-8 quid. 500k, I've measured these, that's already bang on 500k measured. Got another one here, 504. So there you go, that's my pair, one volume, one tone. I'm going to go with, I might go with a Mullard. I've got these, I've never tried these yet. It's a Mullard mustard cap or an orange drop. I've got more orange drops in stock, so I'll probably go in orange drop. I want to save these Mullards for myself because I've only got 2. So I'll stick an orange drop in there. Cloth wiring. I've started buying cloth wiring. None of the cheap plastic crap that melts. Come with cloth wiring, so we've got all that. So we're going to get all the wiring. So we're going to have all the wiring done. New pots and capacitors in there. The bridge, I don't like these sort. That's coming off. That's been replaced. The stop tail piece, the pickups are all coming out. I'm going to show you what we're replacing all this stuff with. Right, we're not faffing about with rubbish here. Jamie asked for a pickup. He wanted an Invader put in there. I says, oh, I've got as good as an Invader. Here you go. Okay, let's be honest about this. It's not a Seymour Duncan Invader, but it's probably the next best thing. It's a Duncan designed HB108B bridge pickup, an Invader lookalike. The odd thing about these is you're thinking, okay, it's a Korea-made Invader, it's going to be good. Yeah, it is good, but it may look like an Invader, but it's not an Invader. These pickups are made with the same wire, same magnets, so imagine same bobbins and everything, as an original Seymour Duncan SH6 distortion. So what this is basically is a Korean made SH6 distortion, Seymour Duncan, with Invader pole pieces. So I'm letting Jamie have it. I've let him have this for 15 quid. It's what it cost me, 15 quid. I paid 15 quid delivered for it, so I've let him have it 15 quid delivered. So we're sticking that in the bridge, and to match it, he wanted another one for the neck. He went and found, well, I went and found, here you go, that's a Warman. It's a neck pickup. So we've got a matching pair. They're going to look absolutely brilliant. One on the neck, one on the bridge. This is, like I say, the SH6 basically. So they're going in. I'm going to cut the pick guard myself. I'm going to custom cut it, so I'm going to be very, very careful that I'm going to be doing that today. This pick up, whatever it is inside there, is coming out. We've also bought, I highly recommend a roller bridge. So I put a roller bridge in there, got a stock tail piece, matching, and we've got all the studs, blah de blah de blah, posts, posts, all brand new. So we're going to insert them. I might have to widen the holes in the guitar just a little bit to make it fit. There are also no screws came with a scratch plate. Someone had used like Allen key bolts. I've got some proper screws, so I'm going to put them in. There's an input jack in there. The kill switch I'm going to take out, like I said, I'll put a 3-way in there. One of these gubbins, I've got quite a few of these in stock. I buy these in bulk, so they're not expensive. Bang one of them in there. The nut that came with that was a bag of rubbish. I bought a new black graphite nut, so that's going to go in. So that's it, we're going to get all that done. One more thing we're going to do, another reason Jamie was ripped off really, is the frets are not in a good state. They're really, really worn up here. I've already looked at them with Jamie and I pointed out, I said, look, we can't skin them because they're too low. So I'm going to do a complete refret on this. I've already bought the fret wire. I use this fret wire on my, it's brand new. I use this exact same fret wire on my Antoria 335, which I refretted a couple of weeks back. Really, really good fret wire. It's about, I think it's 2.8 wide by 1.2 high. It's got a 1.7mm tang on there, probably about 0.6 wide. So the tang's good. It's pre-radiused. I'll probably radius it a little bit tighter than that. I'll put a bit more of a curve with this. So I'm going to do a complete refret on this. Be an easy refret because there's no binding. So I can go right up to the edge. It's a 22 fret affair, so I've got plenty of wire there. So it's having a complete refret, all brand new hardware, all brand new electrics. There's a hole, this had a D-tuner type tuner put on here on this end. It's got a hole in there. I'll plug that hole and I'll daub a little bit of nail varnish in there, make it look the part. We know this is made in Korea. So Jamie thinks he bought a duffer. Yeah, I bought a duffer, mate, don't you worry about it. I know it's just costing you, when all's said and done, it's going to cost you getting on for 500 quid with the refret and everything else. Don't you worry about that. With what money you've laid out, we'll have this playing like an equivalent Gibson or better. I would say better because I love the look of Gibson guitars, and some of them you can get really lucky with some Gibsons, but you shouldn't have to get lucky when you're laying out that money. They should all be brilliant, but not always brilliant. This will play like it'll play like an ESP, it'll play like an Iron Gibson when I've done with it. Couple of little dings here and there, we ain't worried about stuff like that. So absolutely don't worry about. Oh, something else I've got to do. There's not hardly any adjustment on the truss rod here. Same old thing. I'm going to take the truss rod adjuster out. I'm going to bang a washer or two inside there. I'm going to put the adjuster back on. That will give us another 3 or 4, or at least 2 or 3 threads to work with. It means we're going to get plenty of adjustment on there. So the old tricks, nothing I ain't done before with this guitar. Absolutely, totally confident we'll get this all up to spec. Probably the most difficult thing I've got doing here is cut the hole in the scratch guard for the pickup. But I haven't got to be that precise, because what we're doing is, and what you don't normally do, is we put in pickup rings on top of the scratch plate. It's going to be fantastic. So that's it. That's my project. That's what I'm on with this week. I'm really looking forward to working on this. There's a couple of days work in here. Absolutely fantastic for me. So that's it. It's a project I'm going to enjoy. I'm not going to video. I don't think I'll hardly video anything on this, to be honest with you, because these are all jobs. There's nothing I haven't done before I might come back and show you a bit of the pick guard, the work I do on the pick guard when I've got it all fixed up and all the electrics in and everything. But I think that'll be about it, and then I'll just blob on with all the work and I'll come back and I'll show you when it's just about finished, when we've got it all set up. Jamie's going to be absolutely elated with this guitar when he gets it back next week or whenever it's going to be, so leave it with me. I'm going to enjoy working on it, and I'll come back with an update once it's all done. Till then, be good to each other, and I'll talk to you soon.